Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. I have not posted in an entire week or so. I told you guys that this week was going to be kind of difficult because I did lose my grandfather this past 2 weeks ago, March 3rd, and we did have a service and a celebration for him over the weekend. So it was really difficult for me to focus too much on recording for those days. The service really was just yesterday, but I know that if I don't put my focus somewhere else, I'm gonna drown into my feelings about everything that's been going on, and I'm not going to continue, and I don't want to lose my focus. So I am back with another video today. I'm going to talk about my breast reduction. I've been mentioning this in my videos multiple times over the course of the 2 videos that I was doing. Listen, I started growing my breasts when I was in like 6th grade. They started growing. That was when I had my first cup bra. I was like, in my mind, thinking that you don't get boobs until you're like an adult. Obviously, when you're a kid, you just think that that's never gonna happen to you or whatever the case may be. I'm trying not to cuss, sorry. Since then, they've just been growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and not stopping. And it's been really irritating because, for one, a lot of women don't realize, like, a lot of girls be coming to be like, oh, I wish I had your size, like I wish my boobs were that big. No, you don't. No, you don't. From the standpoint of somebody that has large breasts. First of all, I just want to make a point. My breasts are at the point now they're 34H cup. Now, a lot of people really think that it stops at D, double D, triple D and stuff like that. No. It goes far past that. You can have a Z cup. Now, I don't have them that big, thank God, but after this point in time, they just won't stop growing. Like, I bought a new bra. I bought a G bra about 6 months ago. They're already way too big for the bra. After 6 months, that's too much. My back is just hurting me all the time. My bras cost like over $100 a piece. Good bras that'll actually support my chest is like $100 at least a piece. I can't shop at Victoria's Secret. I can't shop at Walmart. I can't just go to the most generic places to buy my bras. I have to go to Soma Intimates or Amazon. I have to buy my bras every other place except the simplest places. I want to be able to spend $10 on a bra. I want to be able to not wear a bra, but I can't. Like, I have to wear one all the time. It's just uncomfortable. Another thing that it affects is my self-confidence, if you want to be honest with you. A lot of females won't talk so deeply about this, but I will. I can honestly say that my boobs being this big is a huge dent to my self-confidence because there's so many clothes and stuff that I want to wear that I can't wear because my breasts are so big. For example, I love wearing button-up shirts. Can't wear them because the buttons will just be open and just you know how they look when it's just it just doesn't fit. I can't wear stuff like that. When it's time for swimming season, I can never get like bathing suits to me that are like really cute, like with a little bit less fabric. But yeah, it's like, yeah, in the summertime, I can't wear certain bathing suits and stuff that I want to wear. It's stuff that I want to wear that I can't wear. And then I personally think that it ruins outfits. Having big boobs really messes up a lot of clothes, outfits that you have to wear. Like, there's like specific types of outfits that will always be ruined by large breasts. Also, it ruins my self-confidence with my body. I already have a little bit of issues with my figure because I'm a little bit on the thicker side as opposed to, my immediate family. Like, all my siblings, they're all like really skinny and slim and stuff, and they don't really gain any weight no matter how much they eat. I literally have to watch everything I eat, what I eat, how much I eat, because it'll all affect how my body is every single time. I also need to do a little bit better at eating better, exercising, and all that good stuff. However, exercising with big breasts is very difficult. Anybody that sits there is like, oh, you're just making excuses. Well, bitch, you can try it then. You try to run on a freaking treadmill for 30 minutes with boobs this big without a sensible bra that holds them in place. You try it. Go ahead, you try it. Like, I absolutely cannot stand when people try to tell me I'm making excuses for it. I have tried. First of all, I played sports in high school. I did. I played soccer, I danced, I stepped. I did things in high school that I was able to do before my boobs got this big. So it's not like I'm not an active person. I slowly got less and less active because they were getting too big and it was hard for me to do things. I can't sleep on my back. Sleeping on my back is so comfortable, like when I just lay just flat, like, so comfortable, right? And I can't sleep like that because after like a good 10 to 15 minutes, I will have trouble breathing. yeah, like I'll have trouble breathing because of my boobs, like because they're sitting on my chest and they're constricting my airways. So it's really difficult for me to breathe sometimes. I am uncomfortable even leaving my door has to be locked at all times when I'm sleeping if I'm not fully dressed, because there's a possibility that my boobs will be hanging out of whatever it is I'm wearing. Loose tank top, robe, anything that I have on will not stay closed with my boobs because they're just so weighted that they'll just push out of whatever it is that I'm wearing. Okay, you know how girls that will have like breast implants, even though they might be my size, my cup size, they'll sit up, like, because they're fake, like they're not gonna move. Mine are natural, so they're gonna be all over the place. They're not gonna stay in one place. So they don't stay in one place. Like, that's another reason why I want to do this, because you get it. I'm gonna tell you all about the actual reduction in a second, but yeah, I'm just giving my reasons why. My stomach, when you have large boobs, it can give the illusion that you're a little bit larger in your midsection than you are. Like, I genuinely, like, you just saw me on the bed. You saw I got some chub. I do. My breasts can make it look so much wider, like on the outside. Like, when I lift my breasts up, you can see like the little piece of waist here, right here. When I put them down, all you see is this. When I lift them up, you can see the waist. It can affect so much, and it's so irritating because I can't do anything about it. Like, I can't. Even if I work out a lot, the most that'll happen is it'll tone up my boobs a little bit and maybe lift them, but it's not gonna affect how big they are. My boobs are not like flat and saggy. They have some fullness to them. So it's not like that's the issue. It's just they're too big. Do you guys see this? Let's look at this shoulder and then that shoulder. We naturally have these little dents in our shoulders, yes, but mine, like if I was to have you like come and feel them, the dents in my shoulders is really abnormal. Like, it's like someone had to like dig down in there for them to get to where they are, to where I can feel the bone so well. It's bad. Like, it's so uncomfortable too. And then it's also created these scars that I'm now gonna have to work hard to get rid of when I stop having to wear bras. It's because I have to make the bras so tight. Like, I have to make the straps on them so tight so that my boobs will sit up, because it's like I want them to sit up the way that I want them to, so I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to my bra to get them to do that. There's times where I have to wear 1, 2, and 3 bras just to get them to do that, but I've gotten myself to the point where I got used to it, but it still created these dents in my shoulders and these scars that well, not these scars, they're like dark spots that I now have to get rid of, that I'm really self-conscious about now. So that's a whole nother thing that I'm self-conscious about. It's just so much. Now, about the actual surgery itself, I know as much as the doctors told me, as much as YouTube's told me, as much as the internet has told me about a breast reduction surgery. From my doctor himself, he stated that it's probably one of the most safe cosmetic-like surgeries that you could get. I say cosmetic-like because I deem a cosmetic surgery as you trying to enhance rather than take away, but it still counts as a cosmetic surgery. So I don't know, that's just how it was explained to me and what my research has deemed me to believe it is. And because it's kind of like a health, like it can, like, not having big breasts can affect your health, because if you ever read online or just listen to documentaries from doctors or anything like that, having too much weight on you can really affect your breathing. Like, it can affect you being able to breathe, because all the fat is just constricting your lungs, it's constricting your airways everywhere. So having too much fat on you really does affect your health in lots of ways. It really can cause you to be a little bit unhealthy, just being a little bit overweight. And I'm only 5'4", and my body mass index is over what it needs to be. I'm almost 170 pounds and I'm 5'4". Like, if you do the ratio of the height and shit, like, that's too much. So a lot of it is my breasts. So it's like, get rid of them. The surgery within itself is fairly safe, because all they're doing, cutting you open, taking out some tissue. It's not really a whole bunch of blood loss that's gonna happen. It's just tissue from your breast coming out. It's really nothing else that they're cutting too much. And if you watch some videos on breast reduction surgeries, you really don't see a whole bunch of blood being missing or anything like that. It's just fat. Basically, they're gonna cut around my areola, which is the nipple, and then cut underneath it, and then just pull it out and then put it back on there. You're gonna be left with scarring, like mostly the scarring that's underneath your breast. I've heard a lot of discouraging comments about those scars. Oh, are you prepared to be left with those scars for the rest of your life? And And I'm just like, the scars will fade over time, but I would rather live with those scars and be happy with my body. I'm so happy with how I look, and all I have to deal with is these little scars underneath my boobs. I don't care. Like, what do you... First of all, most of the time I have on clothes, so you're not going to see them. The only time they're going to be seen is when I'm in the shower or whoever I'm with is seeing my boobs. And if they can't love my scars, then I can't love you, period. And on top of that, if you do good treatments with your skin, put the right oils, put the right moisturizing, the scars will fade. The times that the scars don't fade is the people that just think they're going to go away on their own and you don't have to do anything. You do have to put in some type of skincare work and help and effort in order for scars to fade. Smoking. Now, if you know me personally, you know that most of the time it's just when I drink, I enjoy smoking tobacco. Sometimes it'll be Black & Mild, sometimes it'll be these little cigar things, sometimes it'll be hookah. Whenever I drink, I often smoke a whole lot of those, at least 2 or 3 of them in that one session of the night that I am drinking. Me smoking them when I'm sober is not really, like, I really don't crave them when I'm sober, but it doesn't matter. My body still got some sort of an addiction to them because there is nicotine in them. Now, I learned that nicotine can affect your healing process. I did not know that. It also affected the oxygen levels that go into my breasts. So if I had any type of nicotine in my system after this surgery, the doctor literally said my nipples could fall off. He was like, if you don't stop smoking right now, we perform this surgery, your nipples can fall off. My first thought was, what do you mean my nipples can fall off? Like, it was just such a flat out, like, your nipples will fall off. I was like, can we elaborate on that a little bit? Because I'm like, how the fuck, how? So he was like, because the oxygen is lacking, it's going to affect how they heal. So the stitches will just end up falling off. So the nipple will literally fall off because they cut around it. So it'll just fall off. That was another motivation for me to stop. They said I needed to stop for about 5-ish, 6-ish weeks. That is just another thing that I had to cut out in order to get myself to where I need to be. So I'm not upset about it at all. It's just a process to go through, and it is kind of hard. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a little bit difficult. It's times where I'll just be chilling in my fucking room, sipping on a drink, and all I'm thinking is, some smokes would be really good right now. Just a little puff, just a little. Be so good, like so good, but nope. I have this adorable little aromatherapy thing in my room. It's really little, but I really like it. So I'm using tea tree oil. Tea tree is my favorite scent to use in my room. That or eucalyptus or cedar. I don't know what exactly the cedar is. I just know that that's what it's called. And I love the way that it smells. Those are my favorite 3 scents, so that's the one that I'm using right now. And the aromatherapy, it's just wonderful. I started doing aromatherapy like a few weeks ago in my room. My job, they automatically have these aromatherapy diffusers in the office, and I wasn't really using it for the first month or so. I was just always seeing everybody else. I'm like, I wonder what those really do for you. So I started using it, and it just, whenever I turn it on in my office, it just makes me feel so good during my entire day. Like, I can breathe better, my lungs feel cleansed, my energy feels cleansed. It's just wonderful. It's really therapy with the smell, like aromatherapy. It really does live up to its name. So I absolutely adore it. Also, I didn't even point this out. The background that you guys saw in the last video, this is the whole entire thing. It's this tapestry that I got from dorm.com. To close out, as far as the breast reduction goes, I will give you these tips. Definitely do all of the research you can possibly do before you just jump into doing it and say, hey, I want a breast reduction. Because do keep in mind that this is a surgery. Surgery is a serious stress on the body. It's something that does impact your body a whole lot. So it is something to go through. The recovery time for this surgery is up to 6 weeks. Not saying that you're going to be off your feet for that long, but the entire time of you recovering before you can just go back to your normal routine is about a month plus, depending on how healthy your body is. That's another thing. If your body is healthier, it'll be easier for you to recover. The less healthy your body is, the slower you'll recover. So the best thing that you can do is to do your research, and in that same amount of time, eat better, exercise, drink lots of water, go to the doctor, check whatever levels you need to. I'm anemic, so I have to go check my blood and make sure everything is good there so that I'm good for the surgery. Mentally prepare yourself. If you feel like you needed therapy, just to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons, like make sure that all of the reasons in which you're altering a very, very well visible part of your body and going through a surgery like that, make sure you are doing it for the right reasons. Do not just jump into anything for the wrong reasons or for anyone else. Make sure you're doing it for yourself, and make sure all the reasons are for you and are only about and for you and your progression, elevation, and happiness. Make sure, because if they have anything to do with anything else outside of that, you may set yourself up for some messed up shit, I swear, and it'll just be completely detrimental to you in the end. Promise you. I have literally taken the last about 5+ years contemplating this. I put in a consultation to do this 2 years ago, and I never went to it. I literally just never went to it because I got talked out of it by other people. People I was dating, for example. Oh my god, I really like your boobs. I like your boobs so much. I love the size that they are. I just love her. All of that shit. I don't give a damn what anybody else likes. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like how big they are. That's another reason why I've been discouraged from doing it so much, is because a lot of the girls that I've dated have loved my boobs, loved them, and I'm just like, I tried to love them for them so that they would keep loving me. That's why I say, take care of yourself, mental health and everything, because my self-confidence and my self-esteem is one of the main reasons I have been waiting years to do this. I didn't like it, but they did, so I kept it, and I was just unhappy during all of that time and settling because they like it. You do not have to do that. Now I live with the philosophy that I'm gonna let you know what it is that I want for myself. If I say I want to have a bunch of tattoos, or I want to have a bunch of piercings, or I want to have a BBL, or I want to do this, or I want to do that, I'm gonna let you know that firsthand. And if you are gonna love me for those things, then you can stay whatever the fuck you want to do. But I'm not gonna keep myself in a situation that I'm not happy with because you are happy with it. I'm not doing that anymore. And that's one of the main things that have stopped me from doing this surgery for so long. And I'm not doing it anymore. Do what you want to do and do what makes you happy. Don't do it for nobody else. Do this for the right reasons. I swear to you, it will be so much better for you in the long run. Do not do it for anybody else or for any other reason besides your own reasons. That makes sense. My last tip I can give you, go for it. Do not let yourself linger. Go for it. Because mind you, the last time that I did it, I set up the consultation appointment, I just didn't go. This time, the way that the consultation was set up, it was a phone call, right? So, first of all, I forgot, because mind you, the last time I did a consultation was pre-COVID, so I had to get up and go. So all the more reason for me to forget and not do it. But this time it was a phone call, and I didn't know the phone call was happening. So, or not that, I didn't know that they were calling me. I didn't have the number saved. So I picked up the phone, and they were like, oh, you know, I'm from so-and-so for my insurance. And you know, I want to do the consultation, whatever, and I just did it. Then when it started to become real, I'm like, wait, did I just do my first consultation? Because it was two. It was a phone and then an in-person consultation. So I'm like, oh my god, did I just do my first consultation for a breast reduction? Like, is this really kind of happening? Oh my god. So then when it was time for the in-person one, I went to it. I got to the doctor and I'm like, am I really here? Like, I'm really doing this. Like, I just went. Like, I didn't think about it. I just went. Like, if you sit there and think about stuff too much, sometimes, definitely think about a lot of things. But there are certain things that thinking about them too much will talk you out of something that probably will benefit you so greatly. So, like me, I told you guys, I'm an impulsive person. So sometimes I gotta just do stuff to get it done. So I'm at the office and I'm like, dang, am I really doing this right now? This is crazy. Oh my god, I'm really about to do this. Oh my god. I was talking to the doctor and stuff, and he's showing me pictures. He had to do the thing where he took pictures. I was like so awkward. I'm like, oh my god, my boobs are out in public in front of another person. And a dude at that. I was like, it was a really big piece of paper. I was like, ugh, real awkward. But then he took pictures. Like, I know it was for the thing, but I have a bad experience with nude photos that I'll probably tell you guys about in the story time. So I just was not feeling that, but it is what it is. He explained everything about the surgery and everything, and he said he was going to submit the claim for my insurance to pay for it or whatever. It took about 3-ish months for me to hear back. And during that 3 months, there was a lot of moments of discouragement. There was a lot of moments that I almost didn't do it. And then I got that call one morning. It was a random day because I forgot, because the doctor told me it was going to take about a week. And 3 months went by. And I finally got that call. They're like, hey, so your insurance accepted your surgery. I was like over the moon, but at the same time I was so nervous. I'm like, what? Like, this is really happening. They're like, oh, we want to schedule your surgery day. I was like, oh my God. So my surgery is scheduled for April 21st. And I'm so nervous. Like, today is March 20th. So my surgery is 1 month away. I am 1 month away to doing something that I wanted my entire life. It's like a dream come true. So you guys have no idea how happy I am. Like, I'm probably gonna cry after I see the results. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I'm gonna chronicle everything though, so you guys can see the whole process. Thank you guys again for listening to me talk for so long. I love each and every one of my 56 lovely subscribers. Hey, you gotta start somewhere. Stay motivated, stay committed. I will see you guys in the next video. Love, peace, and prosperity to you all. Goodbye.